Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures morning leap session for Thursday, March the 24th. This is our pre-market trade plan setup where we take a look at the market macro to micro, drill down to the trade levels that we're looking at for the day, the targets, and the hypotheses. This is a subscription room, so I'll put my contact information up if you're interested in checking us out. But before I do that, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own trade plan, your own trade risks and metrics, please. If you want to get a hold of me, just send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. I'm not trying to really sell anything. This is what we do live every day in the go-to, the pre-market session, and then we do live analysis and trading throughout the RTH session. Let's start with the news this morning. We had Bullard speaking at 8:15. He says that, they're looking at probably raising rates sooner rather than later. The market came out with news. Core durable goods came out at -1 versus minus 0.2. A little worse than expected. Unemployment claims came in just a little bit better than expected, but same as last time. And durable goods came in minus 2 versus -3. So rather mixed news. Didn't really do much. We pushed down to the overnight low at 13.25. 9:45 we've got flash services PMI, and then 10:30 we've got natural gas, and that's about it. Remember, tomorrow is a holiday. I will only be here for probably another hour or so. I have to go pick up my daughter in Toronto from university for Easter weekend. And so let's just take a look and see where we are within the different time frames. I'd like to start with a basic chart, a candlestick chart with a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA, and looking to see where we are within the different, do we get slope and separation, or have we violated the trend? And you can see that we've violated the trend so far in January and February. March, we're trying to take it back, but we're failing to hold above the 20 SMA. We've fallen back. We're above the 9 still. The 9 SMA is down at 2001. That's going to be key support for us below right now. Below that, then I think we dip back into the 1900s, and we'll take a look at where that is. But the trend itself is being challenged. On the weekly, we've had this, 5-week, just incredible run, and this is the first week it looks like we're going to end the week negatively. The open of the week is 2036.50. That's just below the year open at 2037.75, and we're currently trading 2015.50. So they're stalling this run here. We are going to have a naked cross right here at 1981.50 on the weekly, so that's a target to be looking at long term in terms of the time frame on the weekly. On the daily, we've had this nice, beautiful trend, good slope and separation. We created, on the 4-hour chart, we had this megaphone pattern I was talking about yesterday, and which way we would break. We've broken below it. Now we're below the 9 EMA, and coming down. A test to the 20 SMA is going to take us into the 1900s and probably that 1997.75 level. And I'll show that to you in a couple minutes. Going into the intraday, of course, this megaphone pattern is something that I was watching. The key line on it happened to be that microcomposite LVN at 16. We've gotten below the 16 and tested down into the 13s, but we have broken below. This is typically a topping pattern or a bottoming pattern, and it looks like we've broken below it. We are starting to get slope and separation to the downside. We do have a naked cross up here though at 2038.50. Do I think we're done with the upside? Not really. I think we're going to get a pullback, and I think the key area that they're going to defend is this 2001, 2003 area for possibly another leg up. But we'll get into that in just a few minutes. Into the 1 hour, you can see we've had this strong downward trend, good slope, good separation. We've created a technical gap. They're likely to come up and close this gap. I'd be looking for this gap to get close somewhere around 1950. On the 30-minute, see that we've had this channel that we've been in on the 30-minute and the smaller time frames down. Good trend down, good slope and separation. Prices paralleling the 9 very nicely on the 30-minute, and we're in a downward trend. In the 15-minute, same thing. We're following this channel down. We've got good slope and separation. Prices paralleling the 9 quite nicely. A little bit of a technical gap. A move up to close that gap is 1750. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that again, we've had this trend, slope, and separation. They tried to take the trend and violate it. They failed. Now we're getting continuation with slope and separation. Created a bit of a foo-bar, Mr. Sneaky tech gap, and we're coming up to close that tech gap on the 5-minute. So taking a look at the structure, we've been talking about this line for a while now. It's been a key line above and a key line below, and that's this line right here at 2016. It is the LVN of this balance area that we are trying to get back in. The value area low is 08, and then you've got the LVN at 16. Above 16, you're in this beautiful Gaussian distribution up here with the microcomposite VPOC up at 63.50 and the composite VPOC going back to the beginning of 2013 up at 61. As long as we hold in above the 16 level, I'm looking for them to rotate up into this distribution zone and all this undetermined fair value up here with the next big target at 56.50. But we were trying to hold balance up here. The 3-day and even with yesterday's volume put in, the 4-day microcomposite VPOC is up at 40.50. The 2-day, the last 2 days, is 34, where they tried to hold value before they fell out of this balance area right here. And we're getting the same scenario where they weren't able to hold value, and we're going to get a gap open down at 1550 or somewhere below on this open. We still have 30 minutes, so I don't know where it's going to, but we're likely to get, I doubt we're going to get up to the 27 area, so we're going to get a fairly big gap. Right now, the close from yesterday was 29. We're trading, let's say we open right here at 15. The half gap fill is 22. We've got about a 14-point gap right now. Above 15, most gaps larger than 15 only have an 8% probability of getting filled. So we've got to be looking at the possibility of a half gap up into the 22. What I'm looking at right now is if we get back above 16, rotate up into the 19s again, possibly to the 2021 area, and see them come in and defend for a move back down into the 0675. My main hypothesis is failure to move to try to move back up, chop, and then continuation down into the 0675 and 0150 area. So that's my main hypothesis now that we're going to gap down. This is going to create a bit of an island top up here. You know, you've got your gap up from this breakout day up into the doji day, and we're going to have a gap down below. So this is going to end up to be somewhat of an island top, and we've got to look for the possibility that we get a bigger move back down. Key line in the sand today is going to be 16 in terms of you know, whether you want to be long or short. Above 16. My second hypothesis is they fail again at the 16, come down into the 06, 01, and then we rotate back up through and try to make the move back up to fill the gap and a move up into the 22 area, 24, 50 area. I don't think we're going to get inside of the range of yesterday, but this is playing out very similar, okay, to how we fell out of balance the last time. So watch that 16 area, watch the 08 area as well. Below 08, I think you really got a really strong move down into the 675, but any failure off to 16, I'd be shorting this area right now. The next key line below us is going to be the 94. We've got the 99.75. That's the value area low of this microcomposite that we broke out of. So I'll be watching the 99.75, the 2000 mark, of course. And below that, there's not much support until we come down into the 94 area. And then anything below 94, I'd be looking for a move back into that 78 and 74 areas, with the big one being the 75 1/4, the microcomposite VPOC down here. That's just below where they tried to hold value the last time we fell out of this balance area. So this could play out very similar, where we gap down and then they just tried to hold it in around the 2000s and then let it fail, and they come all the way back down into the 78, 74 area, and then we can see if that area holds. If that area doesn't hold, then I'm really thinking we're going to get a move back into this balance area that we were down down here, and a move back towards the last price that they accepted before they broke out of this balance, and that's down here in this distribution zone in around the 1375. So taking a look at the Globex overnight, of course we've got more time, so we could put in another overnight low, new overnight low, but the overnight high is pretty sure to be held at 29 1/4. Because you've got a very low probability of a gap fill, you really have to be thinking that this Globex low is going to be tested and either put in and broken right away, or taken out some point in time this morning as they move back down towards that 08 and 0675 area. So our overnight low right now, and it could shift, is down at 13 1/4. I'm thinking it's probably going to get taken out before we even get to the RTH Open. You see that we've created a very distinct LVN overnight once we fell out of the balance around 18. I mean, it was just a slow grind down all night long. We just got into this downward channel and just grinded down, and then they shifted the VPOC down and we chopped around here, and then they fell out of that balance that they were trying to hold, broke through the 16 and created this distinct LVN, and now trying to hold value in around the 15 level. So that 16 area is going to be our key line. Above it, I would be looking for opportunities to get long into the 19s. We don't need this right now. Our overnight VPOC is at 18. But I'd really be looking and targeting the 19. And then we have the half gap at 22 approximately, depending on where we open. I'll adjust this. And then you've got the 24.50, and that's just below the range low. I'm expecting them to defend between the 16 and the 19. If they get up into the half gap fill, they might come up and test into the range low and that CHVN at 24.50. It's also the 4-day range low. And if they do get in here, then I would be targeting the 27.25, sorry, 27.50, and the overnight high. And then you've got this LVN area right here in the 30.75 with the value area low at 30. So I'm going to just put my trade area in between the LVN and the value area. I would expect that this area will be defended, and you'll see some responsive selling stepping in. Above there, then we're back into the upper distribution, and then I'd be looking for them to come back into balance up into the where they tried to hold value the last 2 days at 34.50, and we don't need this opening swing here. And I'd be targeting 32 and the 34.50, and then 36, but it's really between 36 and 37.75. I'm going to use 36 because I can, if they get above there, I can take the trade into the test of the year open. Our daily upside ATR target, based on our 20-day ATR, continues to tighten. It's currently at 24.84. So our upside daily ATR target is up at 38. Above 38, it's all about the 40.50. Take the 38.50 breakout and 40.50 and 42 and continuation up into there. I doubt we're going to get a move there. We're going to have probably a light volume session today as people start to get ready for Easter weekend. We're currently trading 14.25. So to the downside, I'm expecting the overnight low to get taken out at some point in time, probably taken out and put a new low put in at the same time coming into the RTH session. Below us, we've got the 12.75 area. That is the value area low, a high, I should say, of this 4-day micro composite, and then below that there really isn't anything until we get down to that 0675. So I mean, we get below the 1275, I'm definitely looking for a move back down to the naked VPOC at 750 and the micro composite VPOC and the next big target below, which is at 0675. Our downside ATR target off of the overnight high at 29.25 is at 2,450. So we have range to get down here from the overnight high on the full session daily ATR downside target. And then just below that, we've got this 03 is no longer going to be a valid CHVN. There really isn't anything until we get to this 2050. And then below that, we've got 99, and then the 96 gets shifts down to 94. Delete that. 94 is the next key line in the sand below us, and then you've got 90, 50, 89, 87, and the next big support is down at the 82.75, and anything below there I'd be targeting the 79.75 and the 74.75 area. So again, my main hypothesis is to try to probably take out the overnight low, get a bit of a rally, fail somewhere between 16 and 19, and then get continuation down into the 0675 and 0450 area. We are going to get a gap down, so we do have to look for initiative sellers stepping right in. And my second hypothesis is an open drive down and come down and find buyers down in between 675 and 04, and then grind our way up through the afternoon up towards the half gap fill up at 22, maybe even 24. I'm not expecting a lot much than that. But if we do get inside of yesterday's range and get back into the 3-day or 4-day microcomposite range, then I'd be looking for a move up into 2750 in the gap fill and to take out of the overnight high, especially if we were to leave this overnight low alone and start grinding our way up. So our Keltner, we've got a impulsive move down, actually continuation pattern down into a zipper. So if we draw this extension from the 2050 into the zipper, where did my extensions go? So currently we have a target right now at 2010 and a quarter, an extended target at 775, one tick above that naked VPOC. It looks weak. We're creating a weak low over on the overnight. Now the overnight inventory is net short. So again, if they get above that 22 area, the shorts could get squeezed, and that could see a move up into the lower distribution and those targets at 27.50 and 29. 30, I think, is definitely going to get defended. They really seemed to clamp things down yesterday after we got about above 30. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.